Big
User
move.
was moved to your channel.
A big move incoming.
Have you been watching a lot of the other matches?
I've been trying to. It's been hard.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not bothering like muting us at this point now. It's just like fuck
Okay.
it. Making errors. No one's watching yet. But no, I've been trying to watch them, but I've been busy these 2 weeks, and then I've got exams coming up over the next week or two.
I was talking about like specifically the DirectX 11 matches.
No, neither have I. This will be my first.
Yeah, this will.
No, wait. Yeah, it will, because I tried to watch. Wait, did I casted yesterday? That the X11
okay,
was
that was
yesterday.
the DirectX. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't really paying attention because I had No, I was paying. No, I'm retarded. Never mind. Carry on. Fun. Say using 2K then at 6,000 bitrate.
Yeah,
2K,
2K 6,000 bitrate.
60 FPS.
Yeah, it's working no problem actually.
Which encoder are you using?
NVIDIA.
NVIDIA. Yeah. I was, with DX11, I've thought about switching to CPU encoder. Maybe.
Actually, I had swapped Aflick when he first was streaming because he could for some reason his computer was not handling Apex with the NVIDIA encoder. It would like freeze on his stream.
Yeah, mine would do that. I get blue screens and everything. Yeah.
So I had him switch over for streaming Apex, and it worked actually. And then, but Planetside didn't work as well, so I think he switched it back over though.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to do some testing at some point.
Yeah.
BS devices WFAT. I should really get the player spotlights open.
I have them open.
Yo, do you want to read them out?
So for the Winchester Flower Ranging team, we've got Bapti as the first player spotlight. Basically, he's a multi-role LA/bolter / heavy assault. Probably going to see him as all three. I think he usually does play all three. Important for this map because you never know. Like, if you need roof control, you gotta have somebody up there. And then when you don't have too much to worry about, like say when you switch sides and you have to worry about from the eastern side going into the western side, you need an LA. But from the opposite direction, not quite as important, but definitely useful. But if you're trying to get into the building, you'll probably see him go back to heavy. Eddie, however, he's probably gonna be playing heavy assault the entire time with the SMG. I think we've seen him several times playing with the SMGs, and they do have purple. So. What is the SMG for that one? Are they allowed Sirius or is it? Let me see. Iridani?
Yeah,
so we'll see him.
Yeah.
So we'll likely see him with the Sirius, probably camping close to the doors. If I were to guess, SMG heavy's usually very aggressive. Overall, an aggressive team, to be honest with you. WFAT is so. It's going to be interesting to see how they play on this one. They are. It's not a great map for an aggressive team because you have such a strong like order. You have to stop here, but they could still work it pretty well, in my opinion. BS for their player spotlight.
Go ahead.
Do they have Darson? Is he currently down there? They do not. But Hangju is in there. And Hangju is actually he's fairly experienced with 6v6-ish kind of format. He plays on a lot of pickups, basically. So he knows his way around the map at bare minimum. Though at this point in the tourney, I would say that everybody knows their way around the map. So it's not exactly the biggest advantage to have. But he is actually a decent player. I've seen him on live plenty of times. I've seen him in pickups plenty of times. He actually does know how to play in this kind of a format. So. Definitely one to look out for. And actually, he's not in the player spotlight, but I believe it is Titan. Is he down there as well? He is.
Yeah, Titan's there.
He usually plays their LA, I believe. And he has been he gets very interesting spots. During one of the pre-matches, we did once see him up in the very top tree here in Shack Fusion, which is out of bounds, but, props to him for creative thinking. Goes all the way to the top of the tree and uses a black hand to at least get spots and gets a little bit of damage. It's very difficult, obviously, to deal with that, and that's why it's out of bounds. But, he does creative thinking like that. I think now he just kind of sticks around like the spires here for Jack, but still interesting ways to play. BS overall just plays interesting.
Yeah, fun fact about that Blackhand, he did manage to kill me with that. And then I killed him, and then you said that's out of bat. So yeah, you know, you think, oh, he's very far away. Yeah, I died. So take that as you will.
Yeah, it still works.
Yep.
I've been hearing more and more that people are using Blackhand unironically as the LA. So I mean, I've never seen it really be super useful, but I guess the meta is changing. I feel like an old man saying that.
It is
But
changing.
I guess metas are changing.
What happened to just battle hardened or similar heavies? What happened to that? We got
The good old
survivalist. We
days.
got counter intel. That's banned. Athlete coach.
I remember the only advantage you ever needed was just more ping.
Yes, remember that? Just there was nothing wrong with just having more ping. The laggier, the better. That's why the Australians used to win. You know?
Yeah.
That's 100% why. It's the only reason they just had bigger numbers.
Yeah, they had their hard carry Ching.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I've seen the
Yep.
clips. So yeah, should kind of mention this. So especially European peoples at the moment, there's been a lot of lag, or like weird lag, like warping.
Since the DX11 update.
Yeah. So usually there's a rule where if people are like extremely laggy, like warping, etc., it's kind of like we're done. We're not gonna, you're gonna have to sit out. You're gonna sub because that's just unreasonable. The problem is there's people who have very low pings, who are still lagging. So you know, we just gotta carry on. Unfortunately,
I've seen a lot of reports from just Euros in general. They've just had incredible amounts of lag. You know, warping through floors, one thing, even input lag on their end, which isn't super great for them. But you know, there's just a lot of problems with lag. Maybe it seems from the DX11 update. I'm sure these will all be resolved at some point, but for right now, like during the tournament, it's a bit of an issue. So the rule where if you have super high ping and you're just kind of warping through walls, which was originally put in place because of players, teams specifically, actually putting players that with high ping in their team just to kind of tilt the other team. That's going the wayside for this because basically everybody's going to be doing it for the Euro teams anyway. Hopefully it gets resolved fairly soon, but because it's not resolved right now, that rule is basically just going to the wayside right now.
I'm getting poked. Yeah, stream ready. Stream is ready.
I've got a second script over here in case yours doubles. I've seen a lot of doubling happening.
Yeah. That's the OG bug, right? The doubling.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get make sure everything's set. I'm ready. I believe the outfit tags are the same as yesterday. It would be for OK instead of 0 for BS, and WFAT is literally playing with the tag WFAT, so that makes life really, really nice.
WFAT and B4 OK.
Yep. Znipsel is set up there with his Sundra. He's spotting flash in the southwest building there. I believe starting in the west, the high ground, we have WFAT. Starting in the low ground, for the NC, we have BS. So Gelos, we both play a lot of this map, a lot of internals, especially for the Rainier stuff. Do you think, like, what's your opinion? Which do you think is the stronger side, like spawning? Do you think there's a side advantage on this map? If there is, you know, where do you think it lies?
Are we talking about just starting up?
Yeah,
like
just
right at the start.
Yeah, like what gets you the best hold?
In my opinion, the best way when you're starting up in this map, the best side is easily the eastern side. They're much faster getting in the building and getting into those holding spots. The western side has to really work very quickly and very effectively to get in there in the same way from the start. Now, the problem is if you are on the eastern side and you don't get the building hold, you don't get inside, you're not holding the building, you have a much harder time getting inside because once you get kind of spawn locked from door 1, it's really, really hard to move around, especially if there's an LA camping you. So we're gonna probably see that happen to both sides at least a couple times, I would say, because it's just inevitable, really. One team gets the building, one team gets the building at a later time. You know, it just happens. But I will say that from the start, though, eastern side has the faster, more effective start.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think I was expecting you to say the eastern. Yeah, the eastern side, because it gets you into the building, it gets you control of big stairs more readily. Because of the length of push between the spawn and say something like the server room, the double doors. Again, it's much more effective from the east side. But I don't think it's a huge advantage, but if it is a distinct advantage at that.
It's a quick advantage. It's definitely not a game changer for the whole game unless you can really, really effectively hold that building the entire game.
Yeah, and I think that's a big reason as to why this map is loved by so many people, because it's very, although it isn't symmetrical, it's very well balanced between the sides. So it looks like we're getting ready now. Quick predictions.
Like purple team finally got ready there.
I'll go first this time. I think WFAT will beat BS, but I ain't 100% sure. These are two teams I follow closely, but I have my money on WFAT based on previous results at least, and the fact they have a logo on Alo Titchmash. So we've got 1 minute left. Do you want to make a quick prediction?
Well, I'll root for BS team if you're going to root for WFAT, because actually BS plays in a different kind of format, and I will say that because this is a newer map, you never really know what BS might end up doing, kind of change up the way WFAT has to think, and considering WFAT's Winchester Flower Ranging teams, this is their first real tourney. They really have to kind of on the fly make up what they're going to do. If BS really changes up what they're doing on them, say doing flanks with the whole team on door 1 or something, how do you counter that? They have to think of that with this kind of a team.
20 seconds. I'm just going to get ready on the scripts for 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Set it to track. See if it pops in on my
5,
screen.
4, 3, 2, 1. Anyway. All right.
There you go. The match did come in. So I'm following the NC in BS. Playing NC,
Okay.
a bit of an interesting choice. Again, they're going to get in, going up big stairs directly, getting control. 2 heavies go up.
One thing to note, Winchester Flower Ranging team actually holding out 2 LAs, so going for that roof control immediately.
Big conks by WFAT. The 2 NC heavies didn't even see them. So WFAT get the advantage.
Yeah, BS team's in a bad spot here. They're all stuck on fat stairs. They're almost all dead now.
Yeah.
Looks like they're all gone.
Yeah, one conk landed at the feet and conk got a big conk on 2 of them, and the third had no backup. And yeah, that was really solid play by WFAT. Really good concussions.
Yeah, Winchester Flower Ranging team really pushed that really well. You saw the door 3 flank there. BS team was not expecting a person to go all the way down from catwalks onto that.
Notice 1 kill by BS. A wipe actually for WFAT. WFAT choosing to play 2 LAs as well. I think that's quite interesting. This map really does favour LAs. So if you're going to outnumber, I do believe BS are only playing the 1 LA.
Now BS team might be making the mistake of going through that door 1 death funnel right now. I see 2 people kind of trickling in there. They are already dead. Now we have people stacking up once again.
I'm actually just staying inside looking up big stairs from the death corner because I think that's where they're going to push.
One of the Winchester Flower Ranging team LA is actually heading inside, not going straight for roof. I think, I wonder where he goes. Now he's going to the dub side. Perhaps he's going to go back to that roof. Do they have roof control still?
I'm going to say they do.
Oh no, they're there. There's 1 BS LA up here, so there's going to be
3 NC heavies pushing through door 3, and they get onto the point. In fact, it's a 4 push, so 3 NC heavies went on door 3, 1 heavy stayed at door 1, pinchering push. The VS had backed off, going for a passive hold, and right now they're getting cut off. BS choosing to focus on small stairs instead of big stairs.
Yeah,
actually paying off.
They're actually getting taken down in hall, because all those heavies that were in hall, they're down.
Really?
The Flower Ranging team actually took the building back from that quick push. That was a good push by BS, but they just stuck around on hall way too long. They actually got picked off there.
I feel like this wasn't something they necessarily practiced and was ready for, and when they got in position, they're like, well, what do we do now? And they just fell flat.
That's one thing that the Winchester Flower Ranging team actually does quite a lot. They do practice, and they do the more kind of traditional style of pushing from 2 different directions and going up to hall, going up to skinny stairway. BS team does a little bit more unorthodox stuff, so hopefully we'll see a little bit more different kind of stuff. I did see 2 LAs on the roof earlier. Perhaps maybe doing flanks in the dubs.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them yet. I think the LAs are just the big thing they're doing is staying with spots. If any heavies pushing, they come in for the flank behind them. WFAT BS going for a big push, but actually losing out. Only losing 1 WFAT guy for 2 heavies, and it should be a 3rd soon. Bit overextending from WFAT, but they do manage to pull back at the last point. Flanks do come in a pincer movement, and there's only 2 VS heavies left on point. That being said, BS forces are pretty weak at this point.
Yeah, BS almost all picked off here. We've only got 2 in door 2 and probably 1 door 1.
Yeah.
That door 1 push has really been going poorly for them.
2 NC heavies going around door 3. In fact, 3 of theirs. 1 pushed all the way from door 1 to the spire.
Looks
Really
like they
weird
are
push. Yeah, that was really weird. He just kind of pushed out and got killed. He didn't, instead of attacking, he just ran across and died.
He might have been expecting his team to kind of deal with that for him, but that cylinder, I think, was blocking too much for his team to deal with.
That just felt like a lack of communication, and again, that kind of, I'm in this position, what do we do now? And then BS are like, you know, just going to fall flat on their ass.
Yeah.
WFAT adapting, going for more aggressive holds. One guy constantly looking at door 3. In fact, they have 2 guys on door 3 on the flank. Perfect cleanup. Not actually losing anyone with them 2 kills there. Will as well. They're really making the best of... They're constructively baiting each other at WFAT. And yeah, there's a point cap for WFAT that is plus 18. Yeah, so currently
Winchester Flower Range team getting a little aggressive there, going for that door 1. Actually did not pay off for them, though. Two dead LAs over here.
I think that was kind of, we've capped the point, let's just get a bit cocky, because it's plus 18.
That's usually what ends up happening. One team just holds the point, and then once they get that cap, they play that much more aggressive role.
VS all pushing in through through small stairs. The BS actually now have a small hold on point, but they will get overwhelmed. 1 guy in server, the rest of them looking at big stairs, caught with a conk in the hands, in fact, and already BS are just running out the building, losing a couple of guys.
Yeah, BS kind of just trickling in, I'm noticing. We're going to see a little bit more of a strong push by their whole team if we really want to see BS get back in that building.
It does kind of feel right now that BS don't really know what to do. They've switched to 2 light assaults, but I don't know if that was the best thing. And even then, they have 2 light assaults, but none of them are flanking double doors. They're still going in like door 1 and door 3, so they're just getting minced by heavy assaults. Overall, that just feels like a mismanagement.
Winchester Flower Ending team actually turned on one of those BS LAs that was stuck in the corner. Had the advantage on him, but...
I saw that as well. I think I was watching that. Yeah.
SMG heavy.
Yeah, Winter got him, didn't he? I know, again, Winter keeping... Like, they seem so conservative to BS to like actually just push and get kills that they end up just being farmed where they're sat. They actually do manage to get a small wipe there, small overextension, and they're actually switching to a bolter. That's the first bolter I've seen this game. VS get pushed out. Again, scores are 48 to BS, but WFAT sitting strong on 72, plus 18 for a cap, so that's 90 to 48 right now in favor of WFAT. Quick maths.
Is your script doubling? Or is it normal?
My script seems to be normal.
Okay, mine is too. That's good.
Really nice concerted push by WFAT into the server room. They're going for big stairs now.
Yeah, Winchester Flower Ranger team really going for that aggressive push and dubs. Here they go now on a fat stairway. This is probably going to work out for them because they're catching people 1 at a time here with their whole team.
Yeah, I was about to say they are absolutely doing that. They're currently dismantling BS every time they push in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, BS team, they really... Hopefully they'll kind of group up a little bit more. What we're seeing a lot of is just 1 at a time, people kind of trickling in. What we really want to see is just 2, 3 people even pushing in from the same angles and really getting those flanks off on people. Yeah. Winchester Flower Ranger team gets that flank there on door 3. Gets the picks off on that heavy.
Well, WFAT got a... So BS got a nice flank with a heavy going all the way from up small stairs, but he ended up just spending like 30 seconds trading with a heavy, like that really awful trade. You know, when you're going around the doors at server, like that exact thing. So really not making best of the time. WFAT defending the point. 7 minutes left, so obviously there would be time for a cap from BS. But as this match becomes more and more dominant, and you assume BS are getting more and more demoralized, the chances of a cap comeback just aren't happening right now.
Yeah. You know, I've noticed something interesting here. I see both sides with a heavy that has a Tengu.
Tengu, yeah, I knew exactly. Yeah, yeah, it's.
What's going on here?
I know, right? So
you don't see. So Tengu's the one with that's like kind of like a shotgun, really. It's just it's an SMG, but it fires out like a shotgun. I'm seeing Fat actually kill a lot of people with it, but BS has a guy with a Tengu as well. Did this get buffed or something?
BS have a medic as well. BS have just...
I don't think... BS, I've seen them use a medic before. It's actually effective to hold on to the building. Unfortunately, they're not holding this building right now.
No. They actually need to get in first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Tengu play, I saw someone asking about it before. So Tengu, even though it's a shock weapon, it does actually add score to the script. So I
Yeah.
guess if you're struggling, like especially if someone's movement mettering around, the Tengu can actually be like a
I
decent.
suppose that is true, yeah.
But I mean, I still wouldn't
Maybe they were
use
just
it.
expecting the lag from the WFAT team.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. BS actually do get
Yeah, that
some
was a
stairs,
TK there. Oh, it was actually a suicide on himself. He shot a Desi and a friend was right in front of him, killed himself, shot
but
Madoka.
ooh, you hate to see it. What a blunder.
Madakov.
Yeah. Tengu heavy on Tengu heavy. Actually going for a big wipe. Cleaned up there, but nice clean up there, that WFAT. Contention around small says that's another Tengu. Oh my god, the Tengus are working, man.
Yeah,
the Tengus.
Snipsel's saying he got a really sick buff. Is that true? Are you lying to us right now?
I ain't got Twitch chat open, so you're gonna have to give me the deets. I mean, some of the NS weapons did get touched inappropriately by Alan Titchman. But yeah, I don't want the Tengu to be good.
Yeah, it's definitely a silly gun. You really don't expect that to be super effective.
I guess if
here
it gets
goes.
super effective for the future, we'll just give it the same penalty as a shotgun, right?
Here goes Winter going that super
Oh
aggressive.
my
He shuffled the hell
lord.
out of him, actually. It didn't work out, though. One BS Tengu heavy actually got him.
Bought time, I think.
Yeah.
Frustrated him. Oh, that's a Blitz heavy now, so the Blitz has been called Blitz and Tengu. SMG heavies galore this game, actually.
I think there's more than one Tengu heavy on the
There
BS
is.
side, actually.
Yeah, I think there's two NC Tengu
Yeah.
heavies.
I think one is curved and the other one is this guy over here.
So I've still got 5 minutes left. I don't know why O3 is saying that. I think they're just giving an update on the score, but I've still got 4 minutes 50 odd left on my script. WFAT going for the double doors push this time. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen any big lags from either team.
I haven't seen a really
No.
whole lot of lag either.
But you never know. It might, like, from the way it's been happening, it's a very inconsistent thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
we
it
could
doesn't
see in
make
the
a whole lot
second
of
half.
sense either, because we've seen people with not very much lag, aka Shrimp, who's done things like fall through entire floors.
I went like Snipsel did.
Yeah.
And if you'll get that reference, like, I was surprised because I had like, what, 100 ping at the time? I didn't see any ping spikes, and then people said I just walked through a floor. And I'm like, oh, okay then. I was
So
just
Winchester
crouching.
Flower ranging team here pushing it through server. They're actually getting a couple of picks here. They've got most of the BS team down. They're going to this last guy on Fat. He gets him. There's still one more heavy down here on Cylinder. About to get pinchered, and there he goes.
That was an can I just point out, you're gonna have to watch that back because that was an amazing caster and fucking combo. We were so in sync, man. We were so in sync.
Yeah, Winchester Flower Ranging team actually doing really well with their pushing from two sides, not going too far out, and just kind of spreading out too much. They're doing really well, kind of staying grouped with their flanks. What you saw them do was actually mostly all in dubs, and then they pushed from skinny and got the rest of them.
Bob's got a fantastic conk on the 3 guys in the cubby outside door 3. He does go down, but he kills one and he spots the rest. Bit of an aggressive play there from one WFAT heavy who runs out and gets killed in a crossfire. And it looks like for now WFAT are going to push in. Winter and another heavy are going to be on stairs. Tengu. One BS heavy is going to come up small stairs at least, but he is spotted, so they do know about that.
Yeah, two Tengus in a fight, and they trade.
Yeah. BS pushing up big stairs, many conks, but no one to receive them. WFAT outside double doors, they backed out nicely, not wanting to die necessarily. And some of the WFAT, some of the BS guys are quite aggressive at that.
Yeah, the Winchester Flower Ranging team really they're stuck out on dubs right now. BS is getting very aggressive here. Gets the rest of the team. There's only an LA left. Yeah,
WFAT kind of need to back up. I think they were kept going for the big flanks, but it wasn't working because every time it was 4 versus 1.
It looked like they were doing the same tactic they did last time, mostly pushing dubs and a couple in skinny, but actually it didn't work out this time around because everyone in dubs died. The entire BS team pushed them right back out of dubs and went aggressive there. That was a good tactic by BS.
Yeah, WFAT can now just kind of looking to get into the building. It's not the end of the world. I think they've still got a nice, comfortable lead, but they will be looking to further that. They do make some headway on big stairs, actually. I think now it's starting to thin out the NC opposition.
What I think BS is trying to do here is just get the picks and get some of that score back up to make it a little bit more even for their halftime. They're going to try and get it back in halftime, maybe even get the point in the halftime. It's definitely doable. I mean, these scores aren't as far away as like a solid win for one side or the other.
Absolutely not. You are correct. A lot of Tengu heavies as well. And I mean, as much daft as that might sound, that's a big unknown. The Tengu heavy could have a big effect. Like, we're gonna check in halftime if this has been buffed. We're gonna check.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm very surprised I'm seeing so many Tengus out.
right? And they seem to be effective at that. You know.
I'm not 100% sure they're being effective. I do know that there's a lot of them, so I mean there are kills on the board because of that. But I don't know how effective a Tengu is really. We'll see in halftime, I suppose.
WFAT make a really good push. WFAT's conks have been absolutely on point.
That's actually something that the BS team struggles with, is they don't use nearly enough conks or grenades in general.
Yeah.
You can see the Winchester Flower Ranging team really just pushes them right out because of those conks.
Yeah, and like as well, like you're saying with the WFAT, I think the most important thing is everyone can throw a conk, but how many people can actually hit someone with it? I think it comes down to BS just aren't really used to reacting to conks. You know, like if you play a lot of this, you kind of know where the conk's going to be, and like especially at the beginning of the game, you're going to avoid big stairs. WFAT seems to be having some really good teamwork as well, like covering each other really well.
BS Tengu Heavy holding down the hallway, and he's taking a while killing this LA. LA actually gets him with the underboss.
Looks like, yeah, and good hold there for WFAT. Good hold with two guys
Winchester
left.
Flower Ranging team actually cleaned it all up.
Yeah, Scott now, I think it's going to be quite nice. Good lead. You've got, if you add the point cap onto that, which is plus 18 points. WFAT, a nice, comfortable lead in this half.
It's a comfortable lead, but it's definitely not impossible for BS to come back out of this. So.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I think what we'll end up seeing was a very good hold by BS, is hopefully...
you say that, but BS just went full TF2 with a medic just stuck to a heavy with a rocket launcher out. He ain't got an Uber charge, man. He can't do this. And good round as the round ends.
Yeah, I do see time up there.
Let's go.
Let's see the individual scores.
Yeah, I'll do my readout, my classic readout for the thing. So at halftime, we have. One second, I just got to change the studio mode. There we go. Okay, so we'll start with BS. We have Steve on plus 14, Cryptic. Oh, no, never mind. I need to read net. Steve on minus 18, Cryptic on minus 14, Titan on plus 8, so Titan doing well for his team. Hangju, I don't know how to say it. Hangju, okay, on minus 16. Oof. Curved on 0, so Curved actually being pretty neutral.
I believe he was one of the Tengu heavies too.
Ah, okay, so that's Tengu must be good. And shot Madikov on. Oh my god, I just said his name.
I think he might have also been one of the Tengu heavy, shot Madikov. I'm not sure 100%.
And he's on negative 15. He shot Madikov.
By the way, one thing to note, he's on an odd number. He was the one that TK'd himself with the Desi. His team actually, one guy walked in front of him right when he was about to Desi.
You could argue that he did indeed shoot his dick off. And then for WFAT, we have Eddie on plus 24. Big scores by Eddie. Please Don't Kill Me on plus 4. We have Bob Squiddle on plus 10, so good, nice score there. Winter on plus 24 again, so Winter and Eddie really pulling their weight in this team, like pulling people, giving them that extra lead. Naranox and minus 18. A bit unfortunate for Naranox. I think he usually plays better than this. I think it's we'll blame DX11.
Usually.
We'll blame DX11.
Yeah, easy blame.
And the Tengu. We'll blame Tengu as well. And Shifty on plus 8. I believe Shifty will be playing Light Assault. I have a feeling
probably he usually does play Light Assault.
I think Naranox might have been the second LA at the beginning,
Okay, so Shifty just kind of stealing all the kills there, I suppose.
Actually, yeah, I could be wrong actually, but I have a feeling. I haven't seen any bolts of this game from WFAT. Have you? I've seen the TF.
I haven't seen any bolters except for that one pulled by BS, and they switched back off of it. That's one point.
Yeah. I'm just looking at stuff like stats looking pretty good. 17 damage assists in the first half by Hangzhou. Utility assist wise, I'm surprised.
Utility assists, you'll notice they're all under 5, except for Titan with 8, and I think he was spotting as the LA. But you can see here that's pretty low utility assists. No conks really being used a whole lot. Just in general, just not a lot of utility assists. So they really got to see some more conks thrown, more amps thrown, things like that.
Hangju literally
Flashes.
has just 0 utility assists.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I-
A lot
I'd
of damage
assume-
assists, though. Gets a lot of
Yeah.
the skills stolen, I suppose.
I'd assume the reason Shifty has 1 is because if you're playing LA with flashbangs, they can be really hit or miss.
Yeah.
So, especially on a map like this where people are always watching for those angles. And I think LA is often better on the back foot when the enemy have taken the building, you come in behind them and, you flash and stuff like that, where actually because WFAT have been so dominant, it can be harder to, use that utility more effectively as the light assault. But yeah, a good showing from both teams as we are in the second... As we're going to get ready for the second half. I think we're going to have a little break though while people gather resources and work out what's... Okay, let's test the Tengu out, shall we? Let's see if we can do that. I'm playing TR. There's no TR Sandra in mind.
No, there's not. There is a warp gate,
take
though.
a look. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the Tengu stats. Okay, so it has 500 RPM, 50 damage a pellet. Don't know how many pellets it fires. Oh, 4. Okay. Ammunition, 22. It seems pretty. So 4 at 50. It can do 200 damage. Headshot ratio. A headshot.
I know that it doesn't have the same headshot
It's
multiplier,
1.5,
I
isn't
believe.
it?
Yeah. So, in a 6v6 format, you're really going for those headshots. You don't really want it to be dependent on RNG like the Tengu is. It is very surprising that we're seeing so much Tengu use here.
I think maybe it was like a suspected counter for like any movement
Yeah,
meta,
for the
especially with the servers.
I get that. That does make sense, actually.
Does it have 0.75 movement speed? It should do.
It is an
SMG.
NS weapon, so it should.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe that's the reason. I mean, it's fun to watch. It's never.
It is definitely.
Yeah, I never realized how much I find the Tengu sound annoying. I've never realized that until now. It's not the greatest sounding gun. It's just like whacking a stapler on a desk. I'll take a drink actually very quickly.
Watch your 6. Infiltrator in the area.
Yeah, so net scores at the moment, we have BS on -55 and WFAT on +52. The 3 difference obviously being from what Gelos addressed of a suicide by Shot Medikov. Oh my god. I'm going to have to say that name every time. Yeah, brilliant, isn't it? Point difference, 141 for BS to 196 for WFAT. One second, I just need to get my script started for the second round. This is where the doubling can come in.
So this is definitely doable for the BS team to get this back. Now that they're starting on the other side, here on the western side, what we're going to hope to see from the BS team is a better hold on the building itself, and really just camping them from the door 1 area, and the WFAT team likely going to know that that's going to happen. Will likely be flanking around on door 3, and then making great use of those LAs, or you're going to see a lot of those going dubs, I guarantee it. Looks like both teams are ready.
Yep, on 0, so that gives us, again, 50 seconds. Is there anything specific you want to address this game? I'm going to be following the NC out again, but this time from that eastern... actually, no, I'm going to follow... I didn't do that last time. I'm going to follow the NC out again, but this time from the western spawn point, arguably the slower of the spawn points. Yeah. Snipsol, I believe, is still on his flash.
I'm hoping that the BS team plays a little bit more of that aggressive style. We saw them right at the very end there, just kind of push Winchester Flower Ranging team right outside of Dubs, all the way out, and actually completely just destroyed that push. And hopefully they can do more of that, because that actually worked really well for them.
It did. Yeah. WFAT really just seemed like a lot more in control. Right, script's just going to quickly start the second round, and we're going to go to the match. Right, there we go. So my script was a little early, but here we go. NC moving out, running with just the one light assault. No, yeah, well, just the one light assault this time. One heavy going around to balcony. The rest of the heavies, one goes through small stairs. The rest go to double doors.
Winchester Flower Ranging team just lost their only LA, so BS team gets the early roof control and actually easy access to door 1 if they want it.
All of WFAT have mostly gathered up on big stairs. Reading the NC perfectly, they went for a big push. In fact, BS still running with a medic. And
yeah, BS medic actually just went down. Not what you want to see.
BS,
looks like BS mostly wiped out here.
Yeah, I think they did get wiped actually.
Despite getting quick and easy roof control, because that Winchester Flower Ranging team LA actually went down immediately. They really didn't make use of that flank super well. It took them a long time to actually start moving into that building.
Yeah, they seem to get stuck in server.
Mhm.
NC now pushing out into trying to get into server. Winter spotting them though already, so they know that's coming. They see two heavies and one medic there. Tengu heavies as well, so you know, dangerous pre-fire there. They are going to start pushing into server. No contestation yet, so WFAT are nowhere to be seen. It seems they got pushed off, and BS are going to set up firing. Oh my god, double Tengu on big
Winchester
stairs.
Flower Ranging Team was mostly in lobby there. They did get pushed out basically all the way out, but they're now coming back in. They're on fat, and they're going to be pushing into Hall. Hopefully get the flanks here on that guy that just ran down to Skinny.
So yeah, two guys on Skinny. One got conked and one ran out.
Yep. Oh, here comes the rest of the BS team though. They're going right up through Skinny into lobby.
Here we go.
Not at a great spot here, but they're really just going for the point congestion. It looks like they're going to move right back to Skinny.
Yeah, WFAT already making tremendous effort on the point. 50 seconds left already.
Ooh.
That's
Most of the BS team is now down. It looks like only one Tengu heavy left outside of Skinny door.
oh god, the man, the myth, the legend, the Tengu heavy.
He's doing the smart play though. He's running out. He's going to regroup with his team. It looks like. What you want to see by BS team here is a quick push and just get that point back. At bare minimum, tap it so it doesn't keep flashing like this. This is a bit of a problem for the BS team because they're going to be worried about that point, that plus 18. Yeah, it's going to be a big problem for them.
WFAT doing really well this half. I think they've actually got even stronger in the second half. You'd assume BS have time to adapt, but I think WFAT are already on top of things. Again,
Winchester Flower Ranging Team really just holding this building as well as they should because they're doing really well at just holding these hull angles, and then the LA's just really been going around getting the spots off, it seems.
Looks like WFAT are going to get the second caps for another plus 18, so plus 36 from caps this game total. That could be about a change if WFAT do lose the point. But I don't think they will. It's very, very dominant from them.
Got a couple of BS heavies up here on the catwalk, getting chased by one-man Grand Stair. It's Winter. Coming in with the SMG heavies, getting them. One down.
Can he trade? Oh, he's going to back off.
He's got to reload. Hold on.
Both of them got to get out, but Winter's going to
the other one's going to run there. Smart move, really, because he's in a bad spot for this. Closer range.
Winter's just going to keep him spotted, make sure he doesn't go out of bounds. Winter. Coming out. And Winter's just realised he was about to go in the building and then he realised he couldn't. And he even apologised. Oh my god.
Oh, and he gets finished off.
It's okay. Winter never actually went out of bounds and even apologised with the voice macro, so I'll take it. That's classic. All that being said, it looks like WFAT did actually end up losing their hold on point.
Yeah, BS is actually back inside the building. And while Winchester Flower Ranging Team, I believe, they did get the cap, I believe. BS can get the recap. And if they get the recap, that's going to put them in a really good spot. BS Team really has to hold this building incredibly well if they want that recap, though. They got more than enough time to do it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This is the thing. If you cap the game if you cap really early, then you actually give the opponent more time to back cap. So, yeah.
Yeah. The recap is 36 points. Meanwhile, a regular cap is 18. So right now, the Winchester Flower Ranging Team does have 36 points from both the first half and the second half cap. If the S team can get that recap, they'll tie that score at least back up, and they just have to worry about the picks.
WFAT, though, cleaning house, taking advantage of the positions of BS. They were very aggressive, very out in the open, and WFAT knew that. They had the spawn advantage as well, so they could just keep reinforcing and just eventually wearing them down. And it looks like a reset there for BS, struggling to come through small stairs now. They will get one or two kills.
One BS heavy actually got the pick there. They're pushing in through Skinny now, though.
Yeah, Skinny, some are going points, some are going dubs. Skinny push coming up. Winter just left there with a medic and a
here comes
heavy.
the Tengu heavy.
Yeah, good play.
Winter.
Good play. WFAT looking a bit disjointed. There are two of them baiting for each other on big stairs, which is working well, but there's just too many NC now going to reinforce.
I think it looks like Winchester Flower Ranging Team really just focusing a little too hard on that server room area, and BS Team's doing the unorthodox move, just pushing entirely through the Skinny door.
But then WFAT managed to reinforce up big stairs. What's happening, Gellis?
Yeah, it looks like they just took Hall back, and they're going down Skinny. Now they're just pushing them back out of the building. I'm very surprised to see BS Team just lost the building very quickly.
And then we got BS Light Assault's coming up behind big stairs. He runs up big stairs, gets one kill. He could go for a second, but he's going to run away. Oh, what? It gets another kill, so he gets 2 kills there. What? This is chaotic. Please help. First the Tengu, now this. Like, I'm struggling. Like, it doesn't feel like each team's on their respawns. It feels like they've swapped around. What's happened?
I'm assuming what's going on here is the Winchester Flower Ranging team was just holding in server, and maybe they pushed out through dubs and went to skinny there because they were not all dead. They came back very quickly, and then got their building back. After that, though, the BS team, you know, they were on respawns. They came back. Now they're back inside the building. Winchester Flower Ranging team on door 3 here, trying to get a couple of picks before they push in. They're getting pushed on skinny here as well. Just holding this cylinder. They're in a bad spot, to be honest with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, but here comes the rest of his team. The rest of the Winchester Flower Ranging team is back inside. They're on FAT. They have one heavy inside a server they have to worry about, and then they got a flanking LA, I think, is backed off now. Winchester Flower Ranging team going full group into server.
Yeah, this is really weird. Winchester seems to move through as a wave, and once one of them dies, the wave kind of resets. But they do like tremendous good with this kind of pushing.
Yeah, they're very good with this sort of wavy push.
Yeah, right.
They know to group up and all push one direction. They're getting everybody all at the same time, and it's doing a lot of work. You can see this just holding this building really well by the Winchester Flower Ranging team.
Having like Winter, who's like a really aggressive heavy on an SMG, really helps that wave push because he doesn't have to bother ADSing in these kind of engagements. He can just carry on hip firing, getting a small time advantage on when he starts shooting. And when you've got 3 guys, it makes a huge difference 3 on 1. Like Winter's the SMG heavy, just having one guy seems to be a really good meta play by him.
Winchester Flower Ranging team just got picked by one of the BS heavies. They're curved. Actually got him with the underboss.
Kev gets
And
another
gets
one
the
as well,
last
so,
one. That's
yeah.
a Tengu kill. Just
And
having to run
Kev
out
got
here.
3
Doesn't
there.
get out though in time.
Yeah, Kev actually getting 3 there, I think. 2 at least, but I think he did actually get 3. And again, BS going to start pushing in, but they seem to push in and then all go back, and they waste about 5 seconds every time.
Yeah, they're having a lot of hard
bad
hard
conk.
time making use of momentum. Is what
Yeah,
it
bad
seems like.
conks on big stairs as well. They could have had a really good conk push onto door 1, but they actually missed. One guy missed them, so instead of a double conk, they only had 1.
Winchester Flower Ranging team doing that wavy group push once again. They're up on FAT. They're going into server. One goes down. They've got a trade.
Pushing them.
They have to deal with this SMG heavy.
BS getting pushed back to big stairs. You see, this is it. BS gets split up.
Here it
Instead of being
goes.
able to create a crossfire, they just get stuck on big stairs and small stairs, and WFAT just take advantage of that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Winchester Flower Ranging team, you know, they're just constantly shooting as they push like that to the point where they're literally all out of ammo and they're just using Commissioner at the end, pushing down skinny stairs. Everyone's got their Commissioner out.
It's nuts, isn't it? They just don't stop. You want to stop and reload?
Yeah.
No, we just pull out our commies and
No.
our underbosses.
Yeah, there's
Screw it.
absolutely no reason to stop. They're still grouped up and just pushing in.
I think that's why they're having such luck with stuff like the Tengu and the SMGs, just because they can run and gun very effectively with them.
Quick reloads.
And again, Winter's going very aggressive. This might be too
Winter,
aggressive,
yeah,
though.
the aggressive play. He gets one.
That was too
goes down to
ballsy.
the Tengu.
He at least gets 1, but
His
that,
team
yeah.
definitely had the advantage to push down skinny. I'm surprised they didn't push that.
Yeah, I am as well. But they're just waiting at the top, just creating a crossfire.
Yeah.
Every time BS goes to create a crossfire, they just get pushed off. And
No real thirsty heavies on the WFAT team, it seems. We're all just waiting for him instead of thirsting on him.
I think the
That's
best
surprising.
heavy would be Winter. Winter's
Yeah,
got that
well, you
first.
saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the BS heavies coming up skinny, going into Hall. BS, oh, actually 2 of them just went down.
Yeah.
Only 1 left in skinny, and then 1 on fat just went down as well. Now we've
BS
got
just
one
seems
door
to kind
3
of be
pushing in.
everywhere.
And he's down. Yeah, the BS team really just, again, having a hard time with making use of momentum. They might get a pick, and then what ends up happening is they get stuck in one area, and they're getting picked off in that one area.
Yeah.
Their flankers just aren't pushing in at the right time either. You saw them kind of push in right after the Winchester Flower Ranging team got done with server, and they came back and dealt with the door 3 guy.
WFAT making great use of flanking as well, like getting 2 kills. Like normally even suicide flanks are going well for WFAT. It's quite insane. Oh, pardon me. I want to point out the score difference. I think you've seen it in Yell chat. Is much different. Is much higher
Oh, yeah.
considered my script. So
Yeah.
there must be some timing thing there, some scoring thing.
Well, mine's not doubling or anything. Mine looks pretty good for WFAT. It looks like 253 BS, 349 WFAT, something like that. I haven't added in the second half cap, but
Yeah.
pretty good lead for WFAT. To be honest with you, it's going to be a hard time for BS if they really want to win this.
Mhm.
It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, me and you seem to have the same scores. I have 333 on WFAT and 255 on BS. So I think my WFAT's a little lower, but I don't know why.
Winchester Flower Ranging team trying to push this door 3 flank back out. Gets both picks though.
Wow,
That was
that's
good.
a good play from him. And he's going to go suppress the Ryan. Obviously, that is the meta. I don't think that's... Is that an Orion or is it like a LSW? I think it's an Orion.
Are these guys both running the suppressed Orion?
Yeah, they are.
I'm pretty sure they are. They're both Orions.
It works, man. They just don't know where they're being shot from.
Just don't know what to do in this situation.
I don't think they... Two heavies and a bolt are actually going to go into server. They asked for the EMPs come out. Yeah, I mean, bolters are good for the EMPs, right, for the push. So bolter does get damaged, and all the guys just kind of push back.
Oh, yeah, the BS team just pulling right back after the conch.
Yeah, that's not good, right? Because I don't think any of those conchs were near them either. I think they could have actually stayed there.
BS team did take back server, though. They're just trying to get Hall now. If they can get the picks, they'll be in a good spot. But it looks like WFAT's finally responding to this. They're coming back. They're getting the picks. Winchester Flower Ranging team just lost another one. BS Bolter's still alive, though. Yeah, looks like BS is actually going to take that back. They're running back out, though. Looks like the WFAT Heavy still up in Hall.
The one WFAT Heavy managed to, I think, 3
Last
guys.
one left, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of
BS,
way too much caution.
Just kind of ran back out. They lost all their leadership points. Their enemy, they all routed.
So what you're saying is they're grunts and someone killed the brute. I got it. Halo reference. So, yeah, WFAT really just kind of being able to get in positions before BS can really recover. They're like BS getting to an engagement, pull back.
They're making use of the fact that they have that quick door 1 run back into to the building. BS team, you know, when they get the building control, it would be a good idea for them to be holding onto that door 1 area, make sure they don't do that. But the problem is BS team is really having a hard time just getting building control. WFAT just runs around too much, and they just go into another entrance.
Yeah, the BS infill actually did just shank the. I believe that was Shifty there playing the VS Light Assault. So, yeah, so you know that's a bit of knife action. That's always good to see. But again, WFAT they just don't seem to be taking the hits that BS are consistently, and I think that's down to it. The trades are just continually, like, just always at least slightly better. For
Speaking
WFAT.
of trade, we just had the LA WFAT LA and Heavy just trade there. Maybe the last ones in the building for the BS team.
How long we got left? A coin my scripts about last minute. You know, GG at the moment, but I believe they're playing a second map, right?
They are playing a second map.
Do we know
this,
why?
I will say, is a decided win for the Winchester Flower Ranging team. There's really no getting 100 points by the BS team, but interesting plays at least by the Winchester Flower Ranging team. I will say, I was actually expecting a lot more unorthodox stuff from the BS team. I actually saw a lot more of it from the Winchester Flower Ranging team. They were pushing all together as a big group, rather than doing you know, flanks from sides and things like that. Usually you see like three people push from one side and then a flank from the other side. What you saw from the Winchester Flower Ranging team was just using that brute strength that they have and just pushing all together aggressively, all in one area every time.
Absolutely. I mean, right now, looking into the second map, do you say, like, okay, so BS now kind of know more what to expect? They look at a blank canvas and go, okay, now we can, like, adjust? Or do you think...
It really depends on the map, I'd say.
Yeah, I think the next map is, I'm going to say it's Ganon.
If it is Ganon, then BS is in a bad spot. Ganon heavily rewards the aggressive team. And what you see from WFAT is they are incredibly aggressive all together. And I expect that the BS team is going to have a very hard time dealing with WFAT, pushing them back out of FAT or pushing them all the way out of server even. It's going to be a hard time for them on Ganon if that is their second map.
Yeah, and I think it's either Ganon or Paris. Ganon just visually...
Paris they would probably have a better time on.
Yeah, I agreed. I think, you know, as well, there's the idea as well, you've just been, like, absolutely BTFO'd 443 to 293. I think that is including caps as well. Do you just kind of lose hope at this point if you're WFAT and if you're BS,
Maybe most teams would. I will say the BS team, they're less in it for the super tryhardiness. They're more in it for the fun. I think, personally speaking, I think that they're actually probably gonna do just fine in terms of morale. I don't think they're gonna have too big of a hit being rattled by score.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, they can just put it down to biased EU admins, so I think it's fine.
Yeah. You saw the lag. They had to counter him with a lot of Tengus.
Yeah, the Tengu stuff, I guess, was the unorthodox player, and I guess the unorthodox is just really playing NC.
I mean,
NC
unorthodox gets you somewhat sometimes, and most times, however, it really comes down to just using the meta guns and getting the kills, because what you saw from the WFAT was doing exactly that, and then pushing it together.
Yeah, so I'm just going to switch over to our scoreboard so we can look at the final match scores. Starting again with BS, we have Steve on -39. That's a big oof from Steve. Can I hear a Minecraft oof for Steve? We have Cryptic on -18. It's not too bad, but yeah. Titan on +15. So Titan, despite this team kind of crumbling around him, Titan's obviously putting up good numbers. So that's really
once
good
again,
to see.
I believe he was the LA. He was actually making good use of the roof control that he had, getting a couple of picks.
That's got to be frustrating when you're getting like +15. There's people in your team going like -39, -29. So yeah.
Again, for maybe other teams, it's probably frustrating. For this team, I'd say less.
Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, and we have Hangju on -26, Kevd on -18, and I'm not saying his name again.
Shotmadikov.
Yeah, Shotmadikov on -29. So I think
he's a Russian name, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Winter for that. And then we have WFAT. We have Eddie on +44. Holy moly, that is a good score. Jesus. Sweet Jesus. Please Don't Kill Me on +14. Good score. Bob Scudder on +10. Yeah, that's good. Winter on +45. Oh, geez. That is.
Yep.
That's horrid.
I believe he was also SMG heavy at some point, wasn't he?
We have Naranox on -18. So I think Naranox switched for Tari in the second half.
Yeah, I do see. Yeah. I see a 7th on there. Yeah.
And then we have Shifty on +6. Overall, fantastic player from WFAT. Getting into the second half, we'll see if they can maintain these numbers. I think we both think they will, especially this Ganon. Ganon's a very standard base.
Yeah.
Loves aggression from both sides. Very even, I think, as well. But I think if you've got a more aggressive playstyle, I think if you've got a more aggressive playstyle, then
it definitely rewards the more aggressive playstyle.
Yeah, I think the north spawn's slightly better as well because you can get in quicker.
See, I actually disagree. I believe that the south side is far better, because what ends up happening, and what I see a lot of the time, is the north spawn. While you can get in faster, and technically speaking, if you were really trying to hold the building, it sounds on paper like a better way to push in. However, if you are on the south side trying to push in, you have 3 different doors all to go in at the same time. On top of that, you have a swamp flank to get everybody that is in the hallway quickly off of the hallway, or at least distracted. And then, most importantly, is when you get the building itself, it's incredibly hard for the north side to get back into the south side if they're just playing this the standard way, just pushing in all at the same time in dubs, not going for flanks. So
I think a big thing as well is we'll see if the north side really relies on like the ability to use roof heavies. And I believe for roof heavies, this map is they are allowed. And
yes,
again,
they
as much as you're saying, again, I do actually agree with you that you have the multiple entrances. You have, I think, predictable conk positions as well at the beginning. South side is better because the north guys, they're all going to be in server, so you just stagger conks up big stairs, and it's pretty nasty. But that being said, if you do get pushed out, or if you've got them really aggressive players, if they can make use of the roof heavy drop downs, it is incredibly good. Very, very good.
Yeah, that's true.
But again, this is the thing that, as much as we're saying this like about south and north sides, this map is very, very balanced in that regard. That's why it's loved by scrims. Obviously, it's very even.
Yeah, it's been around for every single tournament, including I believe the Farmers League tournament. So it's been around for a very long time for the very reason that it is an incredibly even map, and it just feels good. Really, for both sides, everyone should know. It's a small map, so it's really easy to learn, and it's just it feels good when you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, the reason we're kind of nitpicking is because we've played it so many times. I think Gallus especially played it so many times in these formats. You do learn small things, but at the end of the day, it's a good map. It's a fun map, and I think we'll see WFAT. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think WFAT should dominate in this half. We'll see if they switch out to a bolter, because you can have some really nice bolting positions from both sides, actually. on this map, and I know the
Yeah,
NC
bolter
are more
actually
reluctant.
plays a pretty big role in this. So if BS pulls out that bolter and actually starts getting the picks with him, they're going to be in a good spot to hold off WFAT. I don't know that WFAT does have who was it? It was I don't see his name on here, but they did have somebody that was a flex role, bolter LA. Is he actually playing today? Let me look down there.
I think, well, there was a guy switching earlier, but I don't know if he was dedicated.
Oh yeah, I think he might have been switched out then if he was there. But yeah, I don't see a bolter on here for the WFAT team in that case then. If they don't have a bolter and BS team does have a bolter, I think BS team's actually going to have a lot better time than we predict.
Maybe that's true.
Yeah, bolter is strong in this map.
As well, kind of, I think a position that's been used more often in this tournament, it's always been a thing, but the shroud above the bridge where this VS Heavy currently is, it can be really, really nice again to lock out the south side. You just have to be really careful because you obviously can't kill within like line of sight.
Yeah.
You know, within reason.
And
of the
that
Sundra.
will be called out too by the refs.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're not going to go light on that one. But these shrouds, they do allow you to kind of put yourself in a position where you can shoot along the alley, this east alley here, if you can see on stream.
Yeah. So so there's also the don't get bolted alley here.
Yeah.
There's quite a few times we've seen people start the game, immediately start running down this alley, and he is the first pick.
Yeah.
So we've seen this many times, and everyone kind of forgets it. It seems like. Hopefully we don't see that happen today, but it happens. It definitely does happen.
I think during this game as well, the don't bull me alley, I think we're going to see WFAT run a guy down it, and BS won't be ready for it. And at some point during the games, especially someone like Winter, you know, they're just going to run someone down it and go for a flank and kill its people. And I think the BS guys won't really know where it comes from because this area is the don't bolt me alley. People just generally don't run down it because they already know, oh well, this is a place where we'll probably just die, so let's just not bother. But that isn't always the case, and sometimes if you do run down there, people just don't expect it because it's such a place where people just don't usually play. And
so
with how aggressive Winter's playing.
That side, I would say, is actually less used because of the fact that it's so strong for a bolter that's just respawning and seeing you. I actually usually see a lot of people on the swamp side pushing in onto door one. It's just a much more common route. You think you're gonna see a lot more WFAT people flanking in from the bridge side?
I think we'll see it once or twice because it's a kind of a one-trick pony. I personally started doing it recently, but I do it like if we're playing a game, I'll do it in the second half, and I'll do it once or twice because as you do it more than that, people will click onto it and you just become a freak. You feed basically. But if you can do it once or twice, you can get almost like a full wipe. You get like four or five guys actually, because especially if you're already pushed into server, those guys will be hanging out outside the server doors, you know, looking somewhere, and you kind of can just pop up, kill one or two guys when they're reloading, when they're not ready, a couple of headshots, and just peek back, and it's really, really safe to do so. That being said, you've got to be aware, if people are on respawn, they're just going to see you and kill you, so you need to get those kills and run, and the only cover you're going to get is if you just run up there. So I'm getting poked. I think is stream ready? Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
I think we're waiting on the purple team, looks like. Yeah. Bomb Squiddle.
So that, my ranting's done. So yeah, Gallows, do you want to say about anything like predictions? I've already said WFAT I think are going to win this.
Yeah, I think we can kind of expect WFAT to still win this, but again, that's only assuming that the S team does not have a bolter. If they have a bolter, it could actually change this quite a lot, especially if it's a really good bolter, and it's just holding down from, say, something like, what side are they starting on? Say, are they north side? I believe they're north side. So if they're north side and they're starting with a bolter, that north side bolter starts in and goes down onto server room here, holds from the fat side, or rather holds from the top of the fat stair, looks down on fat. They can actually get a lot of picks before the WFAT team even gets inside for most of the game. For the opener, I say probably Winchester Flower Ranging team probably going to take it. They're very good at that wavy kind of push all together. So we're likely going to see them all just push together up on the fat through skinny.
Yeah, I think it's going to go exactly like that. I think that wavy push, Winter leading it with an SMG maybe he switches out, but I think I'll stick with it because it's working for him. And that'll be the case. I also want to point out I'm just seeing Winter. Also, Eddie's doing fantastic as well. Both those guys going almost neck and neck with points. But yeah, those aggressive pushes playing really, really well. And I just don't think BS know how to counter them. And even if they do know, I don't think they can counter them just because it's so different to how they're playing. It just seems like a hard counter at this point. Snip's getting ready with a radar flash, it looks like. He did miss one of those last half.
You know, one interesting thing, actually, you mentioned that roof heavies they're all allowed, and the north side does get them. Did you know there is a actual wall climb from the south side to get on the roof?
I'm going to try and find it now. Think about it. Oh, Alex, it's blocked. Okay.
It's not exactly on the south side, but there's access to it from the south side without having to run to the spawn of the enemy.
Okay, okay, let's see if I can quickly find it. Does it involve side jumping up the building?
It does, yes. So
I mean, it has to, but go for it.
You know the little side, kind of like the balcony edges have those little side walls are always wall climbs. So if you can walk up onto the bridge from the wall climb on the south side where there's a little obstacle, you wall climb up that, you wall climb onto the bridge, and then you run along the bridge until you get to the other end where there's a like two little balcony sides here on the left side of the building. You actually use those as wall climbs, go right up.
I'm just looking for it.
This was used by the AOD team against the Bax team for the original Turtle Dome.
I think I just missed it, but I think that was that was the bit, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting flank. You won't see it used very often, if ever, really, because it is a very long flank. But it was once used by the AOD team, entire AOD team, to flank the Bax team.
I found it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think at that point I'd rather just stay on the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
but you have to remember the AOD team was trying to get Bax out of the building at the time. So they used the entire team, pushed along the side there, went in through dubs, and just got the entire team flanked. They had only worked once, and they did lose it after, but it was definitely one of the funner things to watch.
I am yawning.
Looks like I think we're still waiting on the VS team. I'm seeing a pop difference.
Yep.
Oh, well, Bob says he's ready, so.
Ready, yeah.
Okay.
BS starting south. 10 seconds, so let's go.
70 seconds.
70 seconds. Oh, okay, so 10 seconds on the next tick. We got it. So, back and forth. BS the 2 times Learn Smash champion. Not quite. It doesn't quite have the same ring to it as 3 times back-to-back Learn Smash champion, but it's still pretty good.
It's not quite the ring of the undefeated all-dome winners of the Oki team as well.
I thought they would. No, wait. I'm thinking of him.
Undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated.
Completely undefeated.
Never
any
happened.
Fights, any matches they go in, the enemy team just forfeits because they know they're gonna lose.
Especially against FMTC, right? Is that too on the nose?
They usually have to just reschedule though. The scheduling just doesn't work out for both sides.
Big Tree 67.
10 seconds.
Sorry, 10 seconds. Let's start the script until we get
5,
off the meta jokes.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Following the VS out, let's see what WFAT do. I'm expecting the wavy push. All heavies, no bolter. In fact, some of those heavies have cake for days.
We'll see how that works out for him.
No, there was
on
a
the
light slot in
BS
there.
side, I don't see any bolter here. BS does have one LA though.
Staggered conks up big stairs. Conks in server. WFAT on stairs. Just getting ready to have more conks going out. Good conk from WFAT. I don't.
Yeah.
Also from BS.
BS team, just conked him on the fat stairway, but it doesn't look like it slowed him down really. Winchester Flower Ranger team just pushing this through. Winter going in.
Oh,
Only
he's
one BS heavy left behind the building. Winchester Flower Ranging team did exactly what we expected them to do. Just pushed as a group all together and got the building as fast as they could.
BS went for 2 roof heavies, I believe, and they have them behind them now.
Oh.
But they one of them's backing off entirely because he's realized they can't do anything.
Yeah, the whole team is dead.
Yeah. One NC, sorry, what was it? Light assault and a heavy assault. The light assault using the NS11C, an interesting choice.
Yeah,
Probably
Titan,
good longer range engagements.
Titan using the NS11, that's definitely questionable at best.
I think he's trying to like go for the longer range engagements, right? I mean, you're playing NC, so.
I suppose there are still better options than the NS11C.
Especially on NC, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
a lot of different options on the carbines.
Tross.
Winchester Flower Ranging team, only about 2 heavies left on Skinny. One of them pushing out to Hall, gets picked, and the other one gets picked. It looks like BS team's probably going to get the building control, looks like. Yep.
Yeah.
BS team's getting building control out of that.
Reinforce. Good flashbang, actually, by WFAT. Light assault comes in. You got
there
2
they
guys.
come, getting back into FAT.
Heavy manages to shuffle away slowly.
Oh!
Ooh, that's
Winter
nasty.
goes down to a quick Kami.
Yeah, that is nasty. Actually, like WFAT not having as good luck actually pushing in. That initial push was strong, but here we go. Here comes the wave. 3 guys coming in.
They might be getting a little overconfident in their abilities because they were all pushing as a group before. Here you can see they're just kind of pushing as 2 at a time, at most 3 at a time.
Cool.
Last time they were doing this, they were just pushing the entire group up FAT, using that brute strength. Here you can see they're just kind of staggering.
That being said,
they are
Shifty
finally
and a
back.
heavy managed to go for a full flank up small stairs, and it looks like no one called it, and the BS heavies get caught off guard. Two on one, forcing these 2-on-1 engagements, really impressive stuff. Switching out people as well to like maximize the effective HP pool of the team is really impressive to see.
BS team is almost pretty much all wiped here. Looks like they're gonna have to regroup on the dubs again.
Yeah, that light assault looks like Shifty's found him. He's going for it. Shifty using a suppressed Serpent. I think it's just. Oh, there we go. There we go. Bridge flank by the heavy. Bridge flank by the heavy. I gotta say it twice. I'm so excited.
2 BS LAs over here on the roof. One third BS heavy here on the roof as well, joining them. Looks like they're finally going in for these flanks. BS team going heavy on these flanks, but just gets picked by 1. Terry
yeah, that
gets
was
2.
incredible. Yeah. The light assault's weak as well. Score's really even at the moment. 28 to BS, 32 to
Yeah, it's surprisingly even,
Winchester.
Yeah. WFAT, I thought, was doing a little bit better than that. They are getting the point though.
That's
the point
true.
cap is going to come into play here in 30 seconds. So if the BS team can't get this back, that's going to be a huge problem for them.
3 BS heavies to push into big stairs, but if they had actually pushed earlier rather than just waiting around, they would have just found 1 VS heavy alone and got control, but they didn't. And as a result, it looks like the point will go through, catapulting WFAT into the lead. Winter, it looks like he switched out to light assault as well to help out Shifty. Running 2 light assaults, it's an interesting combo.
Winchester Flower Ranging team just flanked in through dubs, like 3 people. Only found 1 person there, but that would have been impressive though. You would have seen a lot of kills if the BS team was a little bit more present inside of it.
Rocket's been spammed in 7. It looks like WFAT's starting to stabilize. They should be on the lookout for any flanks, since I'm seeing a very conservative hold by the NC.
Yeah, let's see what BS is doing up here. I see 1 LA. No heavies though. Oh, here's a heavy on door 2. Just going for a couple of picks here on FAT. He's just kind of holding outside though. It's not what you usually expect from a flanker. Usually you'd expect him to run all the way inside. Here comes another door 1 LA flank, and he's good. He gets down.
BS get control of big stairs. Just slowly losing that crossfire advantage from WFAT. Yeah, so they did manage to get the point though, so that's plus 18 to the BS.
Again though, if the BS team can actually get a recap, which is completely possible, that is 36 points. Huge score difference would be in play at that point, because right now we're looking at 44-48, and just in terms of picks without the cap, that would put them up pretty well, because they're very close.
Yeah, the NC Light Assault doing a good job. He has just finally go down, actually. He's in them plateau positions there. I can't help but think the NS11C really isn't the weapon he should be using, but I mean, if he's comfy with it, he's comfy with it. 10 minutes left. Good opportunity for BS2 cap. Will they manage to do it is a different question, though.
Well, the BS team hasn't been doing super well in terms of holding the building. They do a lot better when it comes to a push to get people outside. and to push people outside, but they're just not great at holding these building angles, and it might have something to do with the fact that they don't have a bolter, which is super strong in this map. I said that, but BS team did just completely push them back outside the building.
Oh, big flank actually by
Yeah.
one VS heavy.
Yeah, WFAT really just kind of trickled in there. Only 2, maybe 3 inside the lobby, but actually we have one Winchester Flower Ranging team heavy trying to run back outside the building now. He's caught out of position. BS team's gonna push that back out, but he meets another WFAT heavy. Gets him.
Okay, so the NC heavy's playing on the bridge plateau, and he's going for some really long distance duels against the 2 VS light assaults, and because of the weapon choice, he is actually running out.
Yeah,
so.
the one benefit he does have is it's got the range, the recoil range, and the DPS for long range. It's got it.
Oh yeah, and actually, scores even. I mean, yes, WFAT do have an 18-point lead with the cap, but I mean, realistically, BS 68, WFAT 68 as well. That's kind of insane. Yeah, really struggling to make anything happen in this half of WFAT. I think it was a little bit, maybe they're getting exhausted after the first game. Winter maybe not just Winter and Eddie not having those impact frags that you'd expect them to have.
Yeah. Yeah, Winchester Flower Ranging team just really not doing the aggressive pushes that they were doing in the last map. Really expected to see a lot more of that. We're not seeing nearly as much. Just kind of all trickling in 1 to 2 at a time. Not getting the picks that they need when they do it.
I think the only explanation is they're throwing for skins. But no, really. I think they're just struggling to make things work. BS do seem a lot more on top of things, a lot more alert. Maybe they warmed up in the first half and their comms are maybe a lot more clear now.
Yeah, that is entirely possible. Yeah, BS team just kind of warmed up and it took them a while. Here you can actually see BS team now over halfway capping, and if they get the recap again, big score difference there. That's 36 points on the recap as opposed to the 18 that the WFAT team already got.
Yeah, the WFAT guys actually struggling. Like their biggest bonus was their wave pushes as we were describing them, but they haven't actually been into the position where they can do that. So they're really suffering quite heavily.
So once again, we're seeing 3 heavies all run up here on Fat. But one gets picked immediately. It was Winter. Now there's only 2 left against another 2, and that's not the numbers advantage that they want.
Yeah, things not looking great right now for WFAT.
Yeah, the WFAT team, by the way, losing in picks as well. Right now I'm looking at 92 versus 80 with no caps counted.
Same score here. Scripture on sync.
So BS team's actually really making a good comeback here on this second map.
Yeah, so Winter not having happy because of the DX11 brightness problems. I think he literally can't see the enemy since it's gone to night time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on medium graphics, you can still get this to pretty good brightness. It looks a little washed out, but it's still doable.
It should be said though. I believe Winter is.
Mostly everyone's playing medium.
Yeah, but Winter is playing from the motherland, so we don't really know about his PC quality.
That's true.
Should be said. And also, obviously, WFAT playing on the black faction.
Yeah,
are absolutely they're completely invisible at night, as Reddit told me.
Except for Winter wearing the brightest possible camo he could get.
Yeah.
Him and Bob, to be honest with you, he's got tin foil on.
Bob does that. It's all part of the tag. The Lane Smash Champion lifestyle. WFAT actually getting building control now, and
WFAT
scores
finally
coming
getting back inside. What we're likely to see here is BS will just regroup and then push them once again. Unfortunately, it looks like they're pushing a little too early here. We only got 2 BS heavies here in server against their whole team in Hall. Oh, here we go. Here
double roof heavies flanked. Double roof heavy.
Yeah, they're flanking in right now, going up through Fat. BS is in a good spot here to actually win this building back. They've already got the picks they need.
Yeah, it looks like they did it. 3 heavies came from behind.
Good tactics by BS team. They actually just pushed 3 heavies in through Fat. The door 1 area.
Yeah, really good. So like I said, using that roof heavy to their advantage. I think we got 3 of them. 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left, so it's still possible for WFAT to cap.
Very possible for the BS team to get that recap.
Oh yeah, man, bad for the NC team to get the recap. Yeah, really possible now. And WFAT actually really struggling to get onto the point. I think it's because the way you need to look at it is as well is the point is a lot. The point itself is further distance from the WFAT spawn than it is the BS spawn. So I think that's coming into play right now.
You know, I think we had this wrong when we made our first predictions. We assumed that the WFAT team was actually the very aggressive team, but what we're seeing here is, while they're being somewhat aggressive, the BS team is actually being even more aggressive by pushing multiple people on the roof and going in through the flanks. All at the same time, and they're doing really well for them. You can see how much they're being rewarded for that aggressive flanking, and aggressive just kind of push when they want to actually get them out of that building.
Yeah, we're struggling to like kind of make a headway. I think BS just making more use of the flanks.
Yeah, definitely.
Where I think before we're worse on the flanks, but it didn't matter because they could just push 3 guys.
Yeah, they were just pushing everybody in through one area.
Where I think this map in particular, with the way that you can just flank and get to door 3 quite quickly from the opposite spawn.
Yeah. And WFAT just lost once again. Just lost the building. BS team just coming in through skinny, pushing them out with two NS-15s.
Yeah, look at that. All bright NS-15 colors.
Yeah, everyone's using NS-15 all of a sudden. By the way, I hear Gauss saw as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the NC have been using a lot of Gauss saws.
Once again, somewhere out there in the world, AFLIC is crying. No anchor use.
No, that's mental, isn't it? Yeah, but you were correct. Gauss saw.
Yeah,
Laser
Gauss
sight
saw
on Gauss saw.
NS-15s.
Yeah. 3 minutes to go. Looking very possible that the Batcat will go to BS, and BS making a tremendous comeback in this half. Something you just don't normally see, right? Because normally at this point, you've just been played an entire game against the same people and been absolutely BTF'd.
So again, yeah, most teams would be just shook and morale would just be bad. BS team, however, I don't think would. I didn't actually think that was going to be a problem for them, and it doesn't look like it is.
Oh, good comeback from them. Well, FAT actually probably getting a bit tilted now after probably might expect themselves to do better than they did, and now they're in this situation where what happened, guys?
Could also be a problem with blaming the environment, input lag, things like that, brightness.
Who thought we'd be complaining about DX11? You know what I mean? We're FAT going for one last push, really just trying to stop that point cap because that's what gave them an edge in this game.
Actually,
I don't think they'll do it. I don't know.
The BS team's coming back in with a flank.
Yeah, they're completely unaware of the flank from behind.
Oh, he's getting the knife kill. He gets the knife kill on the guy in the corner. Did not have any time to react there, and actually BS team gets a recap. 36 points by the BS team.
You just don't see that. You just don't see that.
Huge comeback.
Gives them the +80 advantages. BS catapulting themselves into the lead.
Yeah, that is, and on the pick side, by the way, they're also 158 to 121 BS team in favor. Very, very good showing so far by the BS team on this first half. Any predictions for the second half? Because I actually think the BS team's going to have a harder time on that second half. Yeah,
so I think what's going to happen is you're going to give roof control to the WFAT guys, and Winter and Eddie are just going to be dropping like no one's business.
Yeah.
And despite what the LA has been doing, the LA, I think, has been allowed to take these long-range engagements where Shifty, because of the way the spawns are, Shifty is forced to take these engagements. Whereas from the other side, it'll be the other way around where you're forced to come to them. And Bapti tells me to unban. Thanks, Bapti. Just sent me a tell. So I think BS will actually do worse in the second half, and I think you'll see WFAT start to shine through.
So once again, I'm going to agree with you. I think the BS team's going to have a harder time on the second half just because they can't get the roof control with multiple heavies like they did. But, you know, we both agreed that WFAT was going to be stronger here last time. Maybe BS team is going to surprise us once again, go for those flanks on swamp side all with a bunch of heavies. And we'll be surprised again.
It's nice to be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, because it gets very boring and very depressing when you're watching these games. Like, well, these guys are won. And the amount of times you've got to try and sugarcoat, and you're like, yeah, these guys have a chance. And back of your head, you're like, these guys are so fucked.
Yeah, BS team's actually doing really well on this second map. So we'll see how the second half goes. But so far, BS team's getting a real strong lead here.
Can't complain about NA bias just yet. Not EU bias just yet.
That was silent aiming by Curve there, just crouching there behind the box, silent aiming a man. And I'm about to get time here.
Yeah, I got time as well. We'll keep going until the ref's done.
Yeah.
Time.
There it goes. Let me add in those cat points real quick.
Okay, let's go round the scores.
Ooh. Yeah, it looks good.
It's looking good indeed. So let's start with BS again. Steve, -2. Cryptic, +6. Titan, +2. Hangju, +30. Big carry from Hangju. Kevd on +8 and shot my dick off on -4, shooting himself in the dick with the lowest score. From WFAT, we have Eddie on -12. Please Don't Kill Me on -10. Bob on -2. Winter on -32. Talk about inconsistent. Man.
Wow.
You've just gone like +40
Yeah,
in one
you
out,
went
and then
huge numbers in the last one.
I think Winter is throwing for skins. Tarry on -1, so good plays from Tarry, and Shifty on +14. So Shifty kind of trying to carry the WFAT guys. So actually, we said about maybe the light assault drills didn't look as good. Actually, I think Shifty is actually doing a really good job as a light assault.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, Titan's only +2 there, so he's probably having a hard time in terms of just the LA duels. But I think what we saw a lot of was the BS team just going up to that roof, maybe not dealing so much with the LA, but going to those flanks as fast as they could, and making a lot of use out of that roof control that they were able to get because they are roof heavies. Incredible job there.
I think Winter's like just burnt out from that first game.
Maybe.
Like, you have such an amazing game, and then all of a sudden you start like start missing.
I think it could have something to do with input lag. It's possible that he was having a problem with his system. He did have to do a relog before that second map. I hope that's not the case, but it is possible. That's what was happening to him. Hopefully, he's going to do a quick relog here, and he'll come back fully refreshed, and we won't see that score dip down any further. Hangju, by the way, 30 net score, 30 kills, 15 deaths, doing a much better job here than that first map. We actually expected him to do pretty well overall. He didn't do well in the last map, though, so those expectations dropped. You can see he really brought it back. He got warmed up. Once again, he plays in pickups every now and again, and he's played in these kind of formats before. He does know the format, and he knows this map specifically, because this map has been around in almost all formats. So you can see that experience is probably what's getting him that net score. He knows that the roof flank gets him a lot of kills very fast. So that's very likely where you're seeing the score for Hangju come from, is those roof flanks.
It looks like there's no admin to turn it to daytime. Shit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't have the perms on mine either.
I was gonna say, I guess you could always Winter. Obviously, I think it's maybe he was complete earlier about the daytime stuff. So he obviously maybe get a little bit frustrated, which you would expect. You know, the drop-offs is pretty unreal. But yeah, well, let's head over to back to the match. Yeah, admin. Yeah, god damn it. Yeah, Babsy saying it as it is. Is Babsy subbing for someone? Was Babsy playing?
He might be. I don't know that he was in that first one. He might be subbing in for Winter. Who went
I don't see Winter.
I wouldn't be too surprised about that.
Yeah, I don't see Winter here right now. He looks like he's logged out. Yeah, we're both saying it.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, if you're on the low graphics settings and you have it at super potato like you had it before DX11, the brightness setting, the brightness slider does not work for you anymore. So you gotta. Also, infiltrators are literally 100% invisible. There is absolutely no seeing them at all. There's no shimmer. There's nothing. They're gone.
And that's also true for the Sunderers.
Yeah. So yeah, anything that's invisible actually, flashes, anything like that. But if you change your graphics settings to medium, just the graphics quality, I think it is. What is it called? Yeah, graphics quality specifically. You set that to medium, and everything else can stay potatoed. Then you can change your slider, and you can actually see infiltrators again.
I'm gonna turn on all the bloom and shit, and smoothing and motion blur.
Don't do it.
Everything hurts. I'm turning it off. I'll keep bloom and other shit. No, bloom is just gonna be horrible because there's already like a bloom. Like, same way they own fog shadows, they can fuck off.
Yeah, especially on nighttime, it's probably gonna be even darker.
Yeah, we got a lot of viewers actually for this time at night, 45. So it's obviously the chemistry between me and Gelos. Just point it out there.
It's mostly just Gelb and Bebo, really. I think it's just they're mostly all just here for me.
I think
Let's be honest with you.
it's people coming to chat to say fuck Gelos and peg
Okay,
shrimp.
hold on.
So the two things.
Quick exclamation point shrimp, please.
Yep, and what happens if I do exclamation point Gelos?
I am not on there, so ha.
Oh no, it just means they love me more, right, guys? Right?
That's probably true, actually.
Yeah, everyone's like fuck Gelos, please.
Don't
fuck
do that.
Gelos. Fuck 'em.
Please, I get enough bullying at home.
In the ass with a strap on, please. I want you to know how it feels. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have that same problem.
Legit.
I hate to break this to you.
Legit, Sky looked at me and went, "I'm never pecking you." I went, "That is fine with me." So yeah. She hates that meme. I do as well. Well, I don't hate it, but yeah.
Now they're all doing it. They're all doing it.
Fuck a Jello. Yeah, there we go. Fuck a Jello, boys. Fuck a Jello. Don't fuck a Jello. It's probably not good for your dick.
No, it's
It's a waste of Jello. It's a waste of Jello. Big Ong, stop.
Jello brand pudding should be fine though.
Jello brand pudding, yeah. Well, we do this stuff with yogurt, and I've ruined yogurt for my brother. You know Froobs? You know Froobs?
I feel like I don't want to know.
You know they're like like you get in like kids the lunch boxes. They're like the yogurt things, and like they're like in a yogurt straw, and you just kind of suck them up.
Oh, I actually do know those. Well,
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah,
We
yeah.
have like Go-Gurt here, so it's just literally
it's
a packet.
Go-Gurt. Yeah,
You
yeah,
just drink
it's
it like
Go-Gurt.
that.
Well, we have like Froobs, and yeah, I won't go into it on stream, but yeah, use your imagination, kids.
Oh, it's much worse.
Literally demolishes them in like 5 seconds. It's fantastic. We call it breakfast. Anyway, moving on. Jesus Christ,
Are
Big Ong TMI.
Are they?
I think there's a conscientious objection to the fact that it is not daytime.
Yeah. Are they just waiting out the time? Is that what's going on here?
Can we get daytime, please? Droog, Rel, someone, Nick? They're never watching.
Maybe I should have asked for the time perms. I
Kev,
didn't think I would actually need that.
Kev he's going on some he's getting to some territory there. Oof. Just gonna pat my head there with a flannel like oof. I think Bob they're just gonna ready up anyway because it looks like
it looks like they're ready anyway then.
Yeah, I'm gonna ready on the script. Take a drink of water as well. I gotta say, DX11 has done one thing. When streaming, my CPU temps are much better. 30 seconds. Eddie on daylight. I don't think that's happening now, Eddie. 20 seconds.
Daylight.
Okay, 10 seconds. Let us start the second round.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that brings back some nostalgia I haven't had in like 4 weeks. WFAT playing 2 LAs and the rest heavies, all going. 2 LAs going on the roof, both heavies going into.
Interesting play considering they can just get roof heavies up there. No, not really a necessity to get these 2 LA plays. By the way, BS team's doing the same thing. They've got 2 LAs. One's on the bridge though. Oh, actually, that's a heavy that just went up on that bridge. Interesting.
Oh, so they've got people up there. They've been listening to the stream sniping.
Maybe they were listening. Maybe they were stream sniping.
Yeah, that's
stream sniping and heard that flank.
Minus 400 points. Yeah, brilliant conks as well at the beginning, really slowing down WFAT's push. Okay, I got some great character you're gonna have to see on stream. Pits enemy PMs. WFAT
it looks like
struggling right now.
Yeah, it looks like I think actually neither side has gotten the points as yet, but BS team's finally hitting the point. Here they go.
Yeah, BS really taking advantage of that. Grouping up really well. Conks from BS this round have been really good, getting some full conks on some heavies there.
Yeah, conks are very strong in this map, so I hope we see a lot more conking. Incredibly important for both teams to get anybody stuck in a position out of that position. I hear a lot of LA battles going on. What's going on up here? We've got, looks like one BS LA, one Winchester Flower Ranging Team LA up here. One Winchester Flower Ranging Team actually flanking in through door 1. Is he going to get the pick? He gets the pick, so he's actually in a good spot here for the flank.
Yeah,
Going in through bottom. Actually, his teammate already got the Skinny guy. So
yeah,
he's just being chased
WFAT
by...
already cleared out Skinny, so it was actually just NCLA chasing a VSLA.
So
and looks
BS
like it's
team
going
right
to his
now
death.
in a not great spot here. Winchester Flower Ranging Team is actually fully on the point. But here comes BS, all in full force out on lobby. Once again, multiple angles for Winchester Flower Ranging Team to hold. It's going to be hard for them to actually deal with all of these guys coming in at once. Here comes the BS team down here on the bottom lobby.
Winchester's starting to struggle, actually, and they're starting to pull back. They've got one guy in stairs who's going to back out. They will start fragging people, but they're going to lose control of the point.
Decision here if they start doing the crossfire on Skinny, because you can expect the BS heavies to start coming up any second.
There's actually, they managed to kill one, and one guy's just busy ticking away at point. Light Assault's inside as well, so it looks like it's going to be a bit of a crossfire between Skinny and Big Stairs. We've got one guy in the classic position behind the box. Called it. The unity heavy will get swamped, but he does manage to trade out one guy. And
Winchester Flower Ranger Team does have 3 people pushing in from the fat flank. Going in down, looks like one more BS heavy upstairs in hall.
Point is surprisingly amount of time in it.
He's in a bad spot here. He's got the entire enemy team down on Skinny about to push him.
But he
gets one pick before he goes.
I'd take it.
Yeah, that's worth. His team is actually coming in now. Only 2 at a time. Oh, 3 at a time. Over here on the lobby.
Yeah, BS is putting a lot of focus onto the point to make sure it keeps ticking, because they know it's a big advantage for them looking like they are plus 18. Points, BS maintaining their lead though. I think it is going to be definitely better for WFAT. I haven't seen them utilize the roof heavy positions yet. Like, I'd like to see them utilize it now just because it allows them to get a better hold.
Was really strong with those roof heavies. They were making use of that very, very well. And here you're just seeing the WFAT team kind of play this normally, like any other team would, just kind of pushing in through dubs and only one LA on the roof.
This BS heavy assault here using the bridge pot I talked about, where he actually pushes up, gets a couple, gets some shots out, maybe 1 or 2 kills, and then backs all the way back up, playing it nice and safe. Because people just don't expect you to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, here comes the BS team in the dubs. Only one heavy right now, but he's got another heavy behind him. The other heavy's about to get the other pick. He gets him. He goes down. That was a trade, though. But it did help his team at least keep him out of dubs. Although, is his team actually pushed in yet?
The point is the entire building is actually empty, by the way. There's no WFAT inside. I just thought to take a look.
Here comes one BS heavy on site.
Yeah, one BS heavy gets on point, and there's actually no one there to contest him. A lot of action happening outside on the roofs, etc. So, yeah, the 2 light assault player, I think I'd rather have, because you can get on the roof so easy, I'd actually just swap out 1 light assault and just play heavy.
Definitely. I'm surprised they're playing 2 LAs.
In theory, you could even play just 2 heavies, right? Because you could just have a heavy sat on the roof, being in the anti-LA.
Although I will say, having the LA up there to kind of contest the other LA and make sure he can just get around the building a lot faster, using that bridge and then coming back up.
The mobility
probably fairly important. Here comes that door 1 flanked by the LA. He gets 1 pick and goes down, though. That's a trade.
Right there. Looks like
Winchester Flower Ranging Team actually has the numbers. They could push this Skinny door right now.
They're pushing it.
Goes down
Trade.
to
Double trade. What? Ooh. Talk about timing. Winchester are going to start pushing on to the point.
Yeah, looks like Winchester Flower Ranging Team finally got the point back. It looks like they're going to hold this from the bottom floor for right now until they can get Hall back. They're going to have a hard time, though, because there's 1 heavy here on Fat. Probably going to get the pick. He gets him.
He does. He gets him. He's going to switch out for his friend. Conks go up, rockets go up. More rocket spam and Conks being used
Winchester
by
Flower Ranging Team is now just kind of pulling back into the server. Not a great spot for him because they're about to get pushed here on Fat. He gets 1 pick. The other one goes down, though. Winchester Flower Ranging Team, just 2 heavies left inside a server. They have 1 heavy up here on Hall now. Going to push him through. Yep, BS Team just pushed through. Got the LA that was on Hall. BS really, I think, kind of pushing this well aggressively. Oh, was that a flank? That was a flank. Here's a Dubs flank by the LA. But he goes down. He did get 1 pick, though. He held off the WFAT team for a few seconds there while his BS team was just kind of regrouping. Here they come now in the bottom floor.
I think if WFAT can get a point cap, they will get back into this game. But I think the point is looking really even right now. It
And
looks like
in
BS will
terms
keep
of
it.
and in terms of points on the scoreboard, we're at 276 to 228 in favor of BS. So still a really strong lead by BS. Definitely not a win by any means. The WFAT team can come back from this if they just play a little bit stronger with their aggressive style, just kind of pushing through rather.
Yeah, I should mention it seems to do this several times now. My script seems to like miss one faction's kills willy-nilly. So now I'm at 240 to 214. For,
Yeah, well, yours might have started earlier or later than mine. I'm not sure what was going on there.
I did it last game. It seems to be like a set number of kills. It just misses for one team. Could be to do with the Euro lagging, though. I have a big feeling it is.
It could be, yeah.
Because you were the same as the cast last game. Anyway, that's this one.
Here comes the BS team pushing the WFAT team right back out of server. They're doing that same tactic that you saw in the last map when they were holed up in the server room in Shack Fusion. What they did there was aggressively push the WFAT team right back out of the flank, rather the push that they were doing. And what you're seeing here is they're just pushing them right back out every time that they get regrouped inside a server. They're just going in, they're flanking. They're not flanking, they're pushing them right back out.
Apparently it's because I didn't add caps to the last round, but you haven't added caps to the last round either, have you?
I have added caps. So mine's
I'm
290
retarded.
to
Don't matter.
242.
Don't matter. I'm retarded. It's cool. It's cool. 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 I didn't know if you did.
Ooh, BS. Is this a heavy? BS heavy over here, doing a strong flank from the bridge. You see this? Looks
yeah.
like he got a couple of picks there. He went down to the LA though.
That was the kind of push
aggressive
that I took
LA.
on.
Probably not gonna work out for him. He's almost dead here. Okay, he got away from that one.
BS playing
really
really
see-
dominant in this
yeah.
half.
You can see the BS team just really playing incredibly aggressive, staying outside the building. Almost all the fighting is happening around dubs and not inside. What you usually see is people pushing into dubs and getting crossfired on both the skinny and fat. BS team, you know, I was saying this before, they're a very unorthodox team. They're playing almost entirely outside the building.
I think it's fair to say that BS are getting up in there, no lubricant, just all the way. Yeah, generating a lot of heat and friction. Not comfortable for WFAT at this time.
They're doing well. 299 to 252 still. BS team in favor.
At this point,
yeah. Only about 6 minutes left. It is still doable by the WFAT team if they can get back on point and hold on to it and get the picks, but it's going to be very hard for them at this point.
Yeah.
Doable, but hard.
Yeah, we've got one BS guy coming up skinny, not even detected. He's going to get 1 kill at least, 2 kill. Will he get 3? Doesn't quite get the 3rd kill, but he leaves 1 guy weak and he just gets finished off with a couple of shots in his back. Like, I'm not going to make that joke. I was going to say let's along the lines of a minority, but like, let's just not go there. Too much edging.
It's like I'm talking to Corrales again.
It's good,
We've got BS pushing from lobby side, going straight onto point. Likely going to push this up to skinny. There's only 1 guy up there holding him, and he's not going to do a great job. If he flashed him, he might... Oh, he flashed him!
Oh, no. Big blind. Big blind. 3 BS heavies coming up big stairs. Small stairs, sorry. They do not give a crap. They're just going to keep
Yeah, they're just going up anyway. It doesn't matter. It was a quick flash anyway, so it's already done.
But there's a counter flank
Fat
actually.
just counter flanked. Yeah, they
what
went down Fat, came back up skinny.
What are we watching, Gelos?
It's a clock. It's just a clockwise flank.
Oh Lord, this boy, who is this? It's Eddie. Ed and Eddie just Tengu'd.
Good idea though. It was a good idea for the WFAT team there to clockwise flank. Just came back around onto point, rather than just sit there and wait to get pushed on both angles. They actually just they were proactive and went around.
If I actually get onto the point, I mean, in theory they could cap. Will it happen? Probably not at this point. Yeah, they've already got NC heavy and BS heavy going up small stairs. He will chuck a conk up there to create some space, but that has led them to his position. And he will
Winchester
get
Flower
down.
ranging Tengu down here in a fight with another BS heavy. Curve goes down to the Tengu. Actually, it was underboss.
God, this is
like
tense.
WFAT once again in server room, about to get pushed by a Tengu heavy on the BS side.
These Tengu heavies, man. Alan Titchmarsh could not save them this time. Does make my mother weak at the knees.
Yeah, Winchester Flower Engine team completely pushed out of the building and only 10 seconds left. BS team likely to get this cap. Did they already get the first cap?
Yeah, BS got the first cap.
Okay, so
there we go.
yeah, good spot for BS team. Really good spot. I'm not sure that WFAT can really come back from this. It is, again, we're still not too far in terms of points. That isn't impossible, but very difficult for the BS team to come back from this, or the WFAT team to come back from this.
If WFAT's mice just, sorry, not WFAT, if BS's mice just all disconnect at once, I think they might have a chance. Yeah,
that is possible. That's 100% possible. If everybody just accidentally times out, if Jaeger crashes,
then we just obviously have to redo all the games tonight.
There's a little bit of
resist shield heavy actually, I believe that was. No, it wasn't. I'm retarded. Yellow is yellow resist for NC.
Ooh.
I think I'm broken.
Winchester Flower Rangers team really stuck outside of dubs right now. They're playing like most teams when they get pushed back out. They're just kind of stuck outside of dubs, but they're going in now. BS team, one thing to note, they've mostly been playing outside the building. So when WFAT does decide to push in with their wavy kind of pushes, they're noticing not a lot of people in there. And I think that might be countering them pretty well. The BS team just doing those flanks and being outside for the wavy pushes. And then when they do them, there's only like 2 people for them to pick. And I think that might be actually what's getting them the score and countering the WFAT pushes so well.
Yeah, this is quite depressing for Alan Titchmarsh fans. BS, they're just everywhere at this point. BS are just always like...
They're just constantly surrounding this building. Not inside of it as much, but definitely surrounding this building. Anytime you see them have building control like this, you're going to see people start running out in a second. They're going to go for those flanks. They're going to go on the bridge. Actually, here they might just stay inside because they know there's only so much time left. But what I've been seeing is just staying outside the building for a majority of this, and it's been working out really well for them.
Yeah, about 1 minute left now. Just over slightly. Double LA is coming back out for WFAT. I think they did actually swap one away, but they're going for it just to try and get some last minute kills, just to make sure the score's not quite as bad as it could be. One LA the Serpent LA loses to a NS11 CLA in close range, which I find quite amusing. It was a silent Serpent, so slow bullets. Probably.
Yeah, impossible to really know where that's coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. As we wrap up now, let's just be taking a look at the scores as we're starting to wind this match down. Brilliant play by BS. They obviously have a slight point because WFAT got a cap in the first half. Then BS managed to cap back, something we don't see, and then BS do take the cap in the second half. So well played by BS. We'll add those points up later. But right
BS
now,
BS team playing as unorthodox as I expected them to in the first map, but actually it worked out really well for them. They played very heavily either on the roof outside or outside just doing flanks on that second half. You saw WFAT, anytime they were doing their aggressive pushes, just not a lot of people there to kill. Like here we see two people inside, they just got picked, but most of the team still outside.
Yep. I think the reason this strategy didn't work for BS in the first game is because the map is just so much bigger. Where you can make those small flanks in time, where before they make them flanks, but then end up just being split up.
Maybe. I think it has more to do with just warming up. I think that they were just losing a lot of the fights in general on the first map. This one here, both sides are warmed up. You could really see the strength of each individual person a lot better. And
my script is at time now, by the way.
Yeah, mine is too. Other than Winter, who we saw fed really hard in that first half and then got swapped out, you know, everybody you could see was playing really well as they could.
Now let's go over scores again for this half. So the final scores in terms of just kills, we have Steve on +7, -16, Cryptic on +12, Titan on -18, Hanju on +38. Well done to Hanju there. That's a fantastic score. Curved on +12 and Shot My Dick Off on -13. That with the BS scores there, with a net of +15. We have WFAT with Eddie on +10, Bapti on +10, Please Don't Kill Me on -20, Bob Squiddle on -12. Winter, who this is scored from his first half, -32. He did not play in the second half. He was subbed for Bapti. Tari on +9 and Shifty on +8. With an overall net of -27. So not fantastic, but they did have a very, very strong first game. Why did we have... so
By
they
the way,
played two
one
maps?
thing I want to point out for the individual scores, Bapti got it subbed in second half, but he got almost the same amount of kills as everybody else. So he did a really good job on that second half, coming back and subbing in for Winter.
Now, it should be noted, by the looks of things, I didn't know this, the reason we played two maps is the final score, it's the score added together, is who wins this series. And the final score was WFAT on 768 and BS on 654. So that's the way it's working. So each team picks a map, and then whoever has the highest total net score. So because that first game was so dominant, WFAT do actually take the series overall.
Wow. BS team, though, that second map, they did so well. I'm very, very, very happy to see that. WFAT team did win that, and they did really well on that first map. So definitely congratulations to the WFAT team there. They did incredibly well on that first map, enough to overtake this second map, being a slight loss for them. It wasn't too terribly bad, but definitely a good game overall.
Indeed. So let's go over to the tournament screen. Just going to leave it on that.
Should we grab a couple captains?
Yeah, if you want. We'll see, because I know it's late for some of the guys, for you guys, but yeah, we'll
They're
grab
still
them.
awake though. We've got Bob Squiddle down there. We can grab Curve.
Yeah, we grab them too. Yeah, we'll talk. To
I
them.
don't have the permit to grab. You grab.
And neither do I.
Oh, good. Snips up.
Schnopsel. Bias German, please.
I'll poke him. All right. But yeah, individually wise,
User
for the
was
second
moved
half,
to your channel. User was moved
for the second
to your
half,
channel.
definitely a better showing than the BS team. I think they were just warming up for that first map, but overall, a win for the WFAT team. Good job by them. Here's the captains, by the way. We have Bob Squiddle for the Winchester Flower Ranging team and Curved for the BS team. First of all, congratulations to Bob for the win overall, and congratulations to Kurt for that second map win. That was actually really, really good showing. Very interesting to watch too. How you guys kind of countered the WFAT pushes. So first thing, Bob.
Hello.
You guys pushed like really, really well all together on that first map. Did you guys? Were you guys was that like the thing that you guys try to do, is the group pushes like 5 at a time up a stairway? Because it seemed like it was working really well for you for that first map.
Just
Or
sort
was
of
that
happened
just
by accident.
that was
mate.
just sort of the
just coincidence.
interesting? Okay.
It's,
I mean, it worked out
turned
really
up
well
and
for that
said,
first map. at least.
"Oh, fancy seeing you," and then we just agreed to shoot people.
Everyone just arranging flowers together.
Yeah,
It was a really good job. We saw that in the first map, and we thought that maybe was a tactic. We definitely worked out for you. That's for sure. And Curved. For the second map, you guys played really, really well. Do you know what might have changed there? How you guys kind of countered the WFAT pushes?
Actually, I would like to say that we turned on our Super Saiyans or something, but
Hank
it was
did get
actually
a
in the
lot
first
of score there
map.
too.
A few of our players were having issues with hit reg, so just we were hitting a lot, but it wasn't connecting with damage.
Mhm.
And then in the second match, we weren't having that. I noticed it still, but it wasn't nearly as bad. So we were getting more 1v1 kills, and that's basically what happened, in my opinion. I think we had better players for that particular map. Also, just our play styles, but I think it was mostly hit reg, honestly.
And one more question too. For the second map, Curved, I noticed that a lot of the time you guys were outside the buildings. Was that a tactic that you guys were doing, or was that just how that kind of came about? It's just a coincidence. Were you guys like saying we're going to be outside the building and go for these flanks rather than be inside and wait for the WFAT team to kind of push us through?
That
What
was
was going
actually
on
on purpose, yeah. So we had a little chat, and people were saying that they were getting client sided a lot, and so I wanted to give them a better engagement scenario for that. So I told them try to stick to the outside and longer range engagements as much as possible, and I think that helped.
Yeah, it definitely did. We saw every time that the Winchester Flower Ranging team just kind of pushed through on the inside the building. There was only maybe 2 people inside for them to get the picks off of, and you guys were mostly outside. And then you came around on the flanks. It was really interesting to watch. Uh, Bob's team also had a couple of interesting moments where they were getting pushed like that, and they did a counter flank around onto Fat, went through Skinny, and that was also interesting to watch. Bob, uh, what happened to Winter? We were wondering second half because we saw him not doing super well, and we know he had to relog. Did he just have too many issues with?
We just swapped Winter and Bapti out because Bapti turned up late and wanted to play.
Okay. Well, he got a lot of kills for that for only being in one half, so
Yeah.
it was a good idea. All right.
Don't
well,
say that, it'll inflate his ego.
you guys both did really really well. Shrimp, did you have anything to add?
I'm a bit tired. I'm currently browsing Reddit.
I'm
Okay.
a bit tired and currently browsing Reddit.
Well,
Nothing really to add. You basically covered it all. You know, there was the inconsistency between two halves. I personally wasn't sure why you were playing two halves, but two maps. But I guess it was you both pick a map and it's the total score is the
I
the
wasn't
winner
sure
decides the
either.
winner.
Someone just told me.
But yeah, so I just assumed it'd be 1-1, but it turns out, you know, again, just due to that absolute dominance in the Fairs game,
Mhm. Yeah,
with
the
that
first
hanging
game.
on to the lead. I think something like 768 to 658,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Commiserations to
Winchester
BS.
Flower Ranging team.
No, we Fat won. So I
Commiserations
don't know
because
what
we've
this
got
actually
some very,
means.
very
Is that what he
nice,
said?
very, very
Yeah.
good teams next week. That
Yeah.
if it
Yeah.
goes ahead.
Have fun. I don't know.
GG
This is fun.
BS.
Yeah, GG guys, and thanks for the game. It was fun to cast with
Yeah,
Carlos
both
as well.
actually, you guys both did really really well.
Yeah.
That was an exciting match for that second
There was
half.
there was a back cap, man. There was a back
Yeah,
cap.
you very rarely see that, so
I was actually
that was
happy.
fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now I think we'll wrap up the stream there. Next games, I think there's another game tonight that Gallows is casting. Just I won't be there because I'll be asleep or just doing ketamine, one of the two. So thanks guys for watching. Gallows, do you have any final words? Like your final words because I'm
Exclamation
about.
point
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say final words because you're about to get killed if you say that.
shrimp.
What's your favourite flower?
Personally,
Hydrangeas.
really?
Oh no, iris. Irises are
Solid
really
choice.
nice.
Solid choice.
I like irises.
Rhododendrons are meta though.
dandelions flowers? Because I really like just
No.
blowing
They're
on those.
weeds.
No. All right. Well, I'm
Of
gonna
course you
still
like
go with
blowing on
I
things,
like
Gallows.
dandelions. I'm
You're
not
a
gonna
kind
change
of
my
flower.
answer just to conform to you.
Of course,
That's,
Big On goes for the exclamation mark. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Goodbye.